The fact of the matter is, whether you've been in network marketing for years or just a few days, your family and friends have seen your opportunity and your phone is, as we call it, burnt. If you're anything like me, that's a scary thought. So the big question is, how do entrepreneurs like us, who love the network marketing profession, who no longer want to be that guy, and are tired of convincing people during uncomfortable let's get coffee meetings where they say, what's this all about? How do we market in a way that aligns us with our dream clients and expands our network of upfront and transparent professionals, allowing us to get our time back, our families back, and gain a real passive asset? People like us who value impact over income, we deserve to see our visions once and for all. Join me in this podcast where we'll uncover just how to do that. My name is Eric Sablon. Welcome to Burnt Phone Marketing.
What is going on? Unlock the magnetic lead machines, my leadsmiths, and my Become the Upline, and also anyone that's tuning in on Burnt Phone Marketing Radio. Check this out. We have something awesome today. So have you ever had that person that you kind of like looked up to, like, I'm gonna get her on my podcast, or I'm gonna get an interview, or I'm gonna do something like that? This is the person. So first off, hashtag live if you're coming in live, hashtag replay if you're watching the replay. And you know what? Let's light this up. Drop where you're coming in from. Drop the city you're coming in from or the state that you're coming in from. And I'm just going to jump right in and introduce her. She's a creator and founder of many, many Chrome extensions. She has her own masterclass that she runs, I think, twice a month and just kills it. And she basically sets up entrepreneurs to make a monthly recurring income with their own software without learning how to code and have an audience. So if you're part of Kim's Chromeboss, Chromeboss community, hashtag Chromeboss, because she's legit. So hashtag Chromeboss. So please welcome the Chromeboss herself, Miss Kim Dang, to the show.
Oh, thank you so much. That was quite an introduction. I feel very honored to be on your show, Eric. Super. I really like the Clever Money Makers. I really like that logo.
Clever Money Makers. That's our logo. That's who we are. That's what we do.
And just so you're aware, in my world, I teach people how to create passive income with simple software, but like my client, Kim Seltzer, she did $80,000 in 1 month with her own Facebook group. So I actually take people beyond Group Convert, which is one of my main Chrome extensions, onto how do they monetize their group on a bigger level with making more impact in a shorter amount of time and doing 80K months or 80K launches. So I do that as well. And we have grown out Chromeboss to bigger programs, to done with you and done for you as well, which range around $36,000. And we have a few people in there as well. So just to let you know a little bit about more of my world, which maybe we'll get into later. Excuse the barking.
No, that's awesome. That's awesome. That's super cool. I didn't know that you worked with that many clients, and we kind of chatted a little bit more before about the support and stuff like that you had to do. I actually just kind of want to start off like from the beginning, because you always do your ID and all of your Monday challenges. You always kind of tell everybody about your ID. Can you kind of literally tell everybody where you kind of came from and, a little bit about your backstory, who Kim Dang is and what got her into that entrepreneur lifestyle?
Sure. Oh, and just saying hey to, I see the comments over here. Hey, Ted. Hey, David. Hey, Jay. I know Jay. Hey, Deanna. Hey, guys. So how did I get started? I got started in this industry by doing exactly how you are doing, interviewing people that have made at least 6 to 7 figures online or beyond that. Some of them do 8 figures. But I started interviewing them. They said yes. I started with a very small, tiny Facebook group, and that it led me to the whole power of Facebook group journey. And from there, I saw this trend. It was the trend of every single person, almost every single person that I spoke to had some kind of software. And a lot of them have Chrome extensions. So at that point, I'm like, okay, there's something about Chrome extensions. There, Spencer Meekum spoke to me and he's like, oh yeah, Kim, I definitely made over 6 figures just from giving away a Chrome extension. And that gave me a light bulb moment where I asked myself, I either struggle online and I did affiliate marketing. I still do. I still earn income from affiliate marketing, but that felt more like a far away path for me, kind of harder for me than providing something where every subscriber counts. Every subscriber means passive income every single month, means growing my influence and providing that exact value for my people. So I weigh the options, and this was, I think, like a couple months into my journey, and I'm like, okay, that's what I want to do. I want to do that for sure. And I linked up with Marcus Campbell at that time. He saw me creating something like just trying to figure it out. And then he's like, hey, Kim, I have a YouTube channel of 70,000 subscribers and I do webinars all the time. Do you want to like team up and do one webinar? And at that time, I honestly did not know who he was, but because I created a small Facebook group about affiliate marketers and he's an affiliate marketer, he told me that he's been doing affiliate marketing for 2 decades, 20 years. And I'm like, oh, wow, you are an authority figure in this affiliate marketing space and you do webinars all the time. At that point, I did not know how to do a webinar, nothing, just clean blank slate. What is going on with the world? And then I started doing the webinars with him, and I managed we sold over $100,000 of a very simple software course that we just put together super fast. And we're like, let's just teach this live for 8 weeks. And that's what got me started with this Chrome extension journey. But before that, instead of going off to graduate school, because my parents wanted me to become a doctor, I literally moved to the desert by myself, got a warehouse, freaking hired people on Craigslist and started taking apart cars. And I sold car parts online in the desert. So I started my own little mini pick apart. So that's what I did. And a lot of people think that you can't start that from scratch, because I did email like experts, salvage yard experts. I'm like, hey, can I do this from scratch? I don't have a yard inherited, like a lot of these people do have that like inheritance of this big yard. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, can I really start smaller? Can I save up this amount of money? And everyone said, no, you're going to just lose money. You can't make it. Who are you? And at that time, I was in my early 20s, and I'm like, maybe I can do this. And I just did it. And and that has been 7 years ago. And I still have that business. I've automated it. And then that gave me freedom to go and just full on, all out, all in software, which is where I'm at right now.
So Can you say that phrase again? You want instead of affiliate marketing, you wanted to do software where every client is residual?
Okay. How many YouTube subscribers do you have right now, Eric?
I don't even have a YouTube channel.
Okay. So if you count the number of subscribers that you have for your non-existent YouTube channel, if you add that up for your Twitter follower, if you add that up to how many people are subscribed to you on Instagram, if you add all that up, that's like several thousand, hopefully, I don't know, hundreds. Mm-hmm. So, but does that mean concretely every single subscriber is paying you every single month? No, you could have thousands of Instagram subscribers and make $0, right? So I thought about how do I do this where if I were to put my time and effort, it's going to equal something super concrete. And there's nothing else out there like software, especially simple software. Nothing sells easier than one quick 30-second demo video of software. Either they want it or they don't. You don't have to go begging. You don't have to do a high ticket phone call. No, none of that. So for me, it's no brainer because every single subscriber counts. Every single person counts. They are either a buyer or about to be a buyer because they're on a 14-day trial or something like that.
Wow.
So yeah.
I love that concept. They're a buyer or they're about to be a buyer. And I love what you said about like every single one of your followers, your subscribers, all literally can be a buyer. That is huge. Guys, I want you guys to think about, and do me a favor, guys, if you guys are getting value from this, hashtag value, because I always love to see that. And also pound that share button, pound that heart button. Let's get some hearts for Kim because she is crushing it. She is literally blowing our minds right now. So pound that heart button, pound that share button, and then just keep running and ask the question and keep running the chat. This is so awesome. So what I want to do is, I didn't know that you ran a salvage yard. That's totally not what they show on the movie.
I know a lot more about car parts than normal people. That's like for sure. Yeah, I know so much about car parts. But yeah, I have one. I have a salvage yard.
That is so cool. That is definitely unique. So I just kind of want to start off with, in your own words, and I think you kind of did it, in your own words, what is a Chrome extension to you?
A Chrome extension is a little tiny, simple piece of software that sits on a Chrome web browser that can manipulate the data of huge sites like Netflix, Facebook, Instagram, huge sites to save time and consequently let you make money online. So for me, a Chrome extension is a gateway into more passive income for yourself as well as influence. I would not have been asked to speak on stage, been able to go and be able to spread my message and do live events and all this other stuff if it wasn't for starting off very simply with a little tiny Chrome extension, because you can save someone that maybe, and I don't want to talk down to anyone who works at Starbucks, but if you save time for someone who works at Starbucks, maybe it's $15 an hour, maybe it's $20 an hour. However, if your solution sits online 24/7, available for other people to save time, you're going to be attracting the people who are CEOs. You're going to be attracting the people who value money time way over money. And those are the type of people that will go and download your tool. They are what I call software junkies. Like this, every CEO I talk to, software junkies. And so they will stumble upon you, just see you, find you. And it allows you to form that instant connection that will be very strong. It's like, it's similar to if you interview someone during a podcast, and you're all of a sudden this status of, oh, you own that software. You own the solution that has saved me so much time and has generated me so much money. You own that. So it is the back door. It is the gateway drug to a road of passive income and influence. I wanted to say that more like as an exhaustive, big picture type of definition. Otherwise, very simply, it's a tool that sits on a browser that manipulates data to your advantage. So
I like your first one because like I said beforehand, I literally was like, I'm going to interview Kim Dang. Like it's a big deal. Like it is a big deal for me to do this. So like I've interviewed a lot. I've interviewed like John Melton. I've interviewed, a lot of people in our space that are very, very awesome. But literally I was like, I need to get Kim Dang on the podcast. And one thing that you said about influence. So I actually had a question that I had set aside. Is this, You've created an amazing community around your brand and your extension. But I also want to tag that influence in there. What do you feel caused that? And then when did you feel like it happened?
What caused the influence and when
Yeah,
did
what
it
caused
happen?
all the influence? And then what was that one point where you're like, I'm like influential. Like I have a group, I have a community. I'm now on stage. Like what was it? What was it?
Oh, that's a great question. I do see Ted Wilcox says, I have some ideas for one. I need to learn how to make them. Well, Ted, I have my Chromeboss Elite program. Check it out. Just go message me. I have students earning anywhere from, actually, you might know one of my students. One that started in March, made over $140,000 with his Chrome extension, funded his live event, which led him to doing like almost $400,000 from stage. So it's like all these things that happen for me, going back to when I feel like I have influence. I felt like, and maybe you guys can relate to this, I felt like I always had a story to tell, but only when I started publishing, when I started talking and finding my voice, that's when I'm like, I am somebody, just not a lot of people know me yet. I am somebody right now. I am a big deal right now. They just don't know me yet. And when I first started doing these interviews with successful marketers, one of my first interviews, I think my third person that I spoke to was Marcus Campbell. And he's like regular webinar, YouTube, just talking about affiliate marketing all the time. And I interviewed him because my group was about affiliate marketing. However, because he's like, hey, you want to try to collaborate? You want to do something? Because I don't know. I think he was just in the, I don't know, just doing webinar after webinar. And he wanted to spice things up and do something different. And I was heading towards a different path, which is I want to teach people how to make passive income in a quick, easy way. I always call it the fastest, not always, maybe when I developed it more, the fastest path to cash. The fastest path to cash is with simple software, like hands down for me, because it does lead to high ticket. It also leads to low ticket. It leads to all the tickets. It's the gateway drug.
It leads to all the tickets. I love it.
Yeah. So I always, like, in my head, I'm like, yeah, I'm this person that moved to the desert by myself, started my own dismantling company, got myself freedom, went rock climbing all around the world. Like I try to hang around in circles where it's very weird and crazy to be in there, but to the people inside, it's absolutely normal. So like flying to Mexico and climbing up spheres that are like 800 feet in the air, having a drone fly around us, or rock climbing thousands of feet in the air. That's a walk in the park for the circle that I'm in. And same thing in, this internet marketing world. This is abnormal. Like most of the population out there don't know what we know to turn an idea into cash and into influence quickly. But when did I know? I felt like I was always someone to myself.
Yeah.
Just more people can hear my story the more I tell it. So that, I've always felt that way. It's just that it's one step at a time. It's one person at a time. And I noticed you're wearing a CEO, the 7-figure. Andrew is actually one of my clients for Group Convert partnership plan. And when I met him, it was through an interview just like this. And right afterwards, I'm like, hey, do you want to be my Group Convert partner? Pay me X amount a month and, let me be part of your community. And he's like, yeah, let's do it. And at that time, he was selling like a $997 course that he tried to pitch me. And I'm like, what is this? Oh, no, I don't want to buy your course, but I want to be in your course. And he's like, oh, okay. So, now he's like built out a huge team and everything, but it starts with those really small interview and moments. Definitely. All right. I don't know if I answered your question.
No, you totally did. You totally answered the question. And what I'd say is what really got you going was that you started to publish on bigger platforms. And as you published on bigger platforms, you got on bigger stages and stages and stages and stages that you just kept publishing. You just stayed consistent and literally found your voice.
Yeah, staying consistent is the key, because people who hear me now talk about simple software, they're like, yeah, Kim, you've been yelling at our ears, my ear for the past 2 years about this Chrome stuff. I don't even know what Chrome is. But, you've been telling Chrome this, Chrome that all the time. You're just some Chrome person. I'm like, what? You've been hearing me say Chrome. You don't even know what it is. But then the ones who invest with me at the higher level, like $36,000, etc., they say that they trust me because I've always been talking about the same thing: simple software, getting passive income with simple software through Chrome extensions. And I think consistency definitely is the reason why I got any kind of like traction or went anywhere, because I didn't give up. Yeah,
that's super cool. So I know you have your Chromeboss students. So what do you think their common goal and dreams are for your Chromeboss students? Like when they come in, once they come in as a Chromeboss student, what do you think their common goals and common dreams are?
I've spoken to a lot of them, and it's like, imagine being in, a lot of them work 9 to 5, or they are coming into their own CEO-ness, just answering that calling. When we grow up as a child, we don't think that we're going to be like a Bill Gates or an Elon Musk, or like be in charge of PayPal or do something crazy like that. But there's just always this voice that says we're meant for more than this. And nothing answers this calling harder than being the owner of a solution that sits online, that's available globally, that you can affect and influence people all around the globe for something as small as like $10 a month, $97 a month, whatever it is. And to answer that calling, what they truly, truly want is to disconnect themselves away from trading time for money, because at some point they're going to get old. At some point, their retirement fund is not enough. If there's a major emergency or something, they have to show up if it's a lot of other type of businesses. But nothing beats planting your seed and traveling this path where you're the CEO of your own software company, albeit they don't need to know that it costs you like $100 to become the CEO of your software company, right? Like a little Chrome extension, not too expensive to start. They don't need to know that. But I think it answers that calling of like, who do I get to become on this journey of life? How many people can I influence? And to me, they don't have to build out this huge bulky team. They don't have to go and get venture capital funding and like spend hundreds of thousands of dollars. They can do it the way that I teach them, which is very simple. Start small, get your few subscribers. And when you're older and 10 years, you look back, you're going to amass the sea of subscribers. You're going to be able to show up to all these people that have been following you for all this time because they need your tool. So the common thing that I see in my users and my people is that they want to become something more. And if it means this simple path that can be the gateway for this more of life, then, why not? So that's the common thing I see. It's that it's calling for them. It's calling for them, and they're now answering it. And some of them have gone through life, and it's like, oh yeah, Kim, I tried for the past 7 years of my life, this online world, and I haven't made much. I haven't replaced my income. And then some of them have worked so hard, but for 5 years nothing works, and then they try this method, and all of a sudden they're making money, and they're like, what the heck is this? Why didn't I meet you earlier? And in my head, I'm like, I need to tell this to as many people as possible. I need to be loud as possible, and I'm not even loud enough, you know? So, yep. Who do they get to become is common. The
And
most thing.
I totally get that, because when we launched our company, and we just launched our company right when COVID started, we literally launched our company. We incorporated in the middle of COVID. And when we came together as a team, it wasn't like the ideal situation. But I tell you what, I tell this to everybody, the first time that you actually hit that Stripe account or the PayPal account, or some people don't, once, that is the best feeling ever when it comes straight to you. Like, it's not an affiliate commission. It's not this kind of commission. It's literally, you paid the Stripe fee. You paid the Stripe transfer fee. You paid all those fees. The minute you get that feeling, it's a feeling that I think everybody needs to feel, but you have to go out there and get it to feel it. It's super tough, but that's kind of what you're saying, is like the impact and the helping more people and your calling. That's a big one.
Yeah, and in the middle of a pandemic too. That I did a case study where I'm like, guys, I'll start from scratch. It's the pandemic. We're in the middle of it. This was last month. I'm like, I'll start from scratch, get this idea, and let's see how fast we can get cash. And I showed them to go from nothing to no landing page, no email, no nothing, going live with an invoice link, and then going, hey guys, I have this tool. Here's the demo. You get it or you don't. Here's this invoice link. And we made like almost $2,000 from one Facebook Live, just because I was selling it at like 97 a pop with like this ascending invoice link. And I wanted to do that to show them that in the middle of a pandemic, people will rush online. They will buy your tools. It's the best time to get online right now for this type of business. And I know you're getting into it, so I'm pretty excited.
Yeah, I am getting into it. It's going to be fun. Like, there's a bunch of things that's going to happen. So one of my business partners asked a question, and I wish he was on here, but he's like the front man for he does all the sales, he does all the pitching, he does all of the front stuff. But Marlo asked, his name's Fabian, how does a person avoid shiny object syndrome with all these extensions?
Do you want me to answer that question? Sure. Yeah. So how do you avoid shiny object syndrome? I always say, so we have a black box list of ideas when you come into our program that shows you like for sure ideas that will work that we've been researching ahead of time for you. I very much focus on telling you to pick one thing, one idea out of all your floating ideas, the one idea that will for sure save people time and money. And for sure they are using it every single month, at least several times that month, to justify not canceling. So as long as they use it that frequently, I have other filters as well. Maybe you've gone through my 5-day training. I have like this training where I filter it out. But to stop shiny object syndrome, you want to ensure that your people will get money fast, because nothing will encourage shiny object syndrome better than them not seeing money. Like if they sit in a program for a very, very long time and nothing's coming in, then they don't think that it's going to work. They're going to go and do something else, most likely. But for the people who are patient and just chug away at it and eventually get there, sure. However, I think this is the same experience for a lot of course creators. If they don't see results fast, they kind of like do something else. So, so how to get rid of shiny object syndrome, figure out the way to get results very quickly, quick wins. And for us, we have a fastest path to cash type of model where you don't need a landing page. We have all the funnels, we have all the scripts, we have everything for you. But can you collect cash? Can you see that Stripe account payment come in? Absolutely. Yes. Within, I think the shortest that our student ever did was like 2 days. 2 days. Like right now for you, Eric, you can literally make money right now. You don't need to wait all the way till you have it back. Freaking go live. Hey guys, I have this solution. Like get it today. And, you don't need fancy funnels. Of course, all those things can definitely come later on to automate your process and make it more passive for you. But yeah, the reason I call it Chrome extension slinging, like someone's always messaging me, Kim, you got that thing? And I'm like, yeah, here's the link. It's just, here, go grab it and buy it right now. How much is it? $297. All right, sure. Yeah, because it's worth that time saved, right?
Right.
But yes, so shiny object syndrome, and this applies to everything. Everything. If you're a coach for anything, like you need to give results very fast, maybe under 1 month before to stop shiny object syndrome.
Totally get that. Action and results kills all of that shiny object syndrome. So if you're getting results, you're not looking around. Like if your grass is green, you don't look at the neighbor's grass.
Or you look at the neighbor's grass and you're fine with your own.
Exactly. And my grass is super green.
You're still watering your own grass. Yeah. Oh,
so,
man.
I got 2 more questions and then we're good. What do you think customers don't want and are tired of when it comes to Chrome extensions?
Customers who are using the Chrome extensions?
Yeah.
Tired of? Well, what I've noticed is that if it's a ticket that comes into our world, it's most likely a browser issue or a user issue. It's not the Chrome extension. So what the customers don't want is horrible customer service. So make sure that, and I know from 0 to like 1,000 users, you could be solo. When you hit 2,000 users, it's a little bit painful to be solo. But there are things you can put in place to help mitigate that, like password reset and being able, authentication of some type where they get sent a code. Because a lot of tickets are, I can't get in, or I didn't see that email to log in, blah, blah, blah. Most of it is that. So the more users you have, there's going to be a point where it's so painful to handle everything that you need one virtual assistant, and one full-time virtual assistant can handle more than 10,000 users. So, and by the way, like Robert McCorkle, one of my students, when he got 100 users at $30 a month, that's $3,000 a month for him at 100. So if you imagine the scale of it, you don't need this big team at all for more than $50,000 a month, right? Wow. Coming in. So the answer to your question is don't have horrible customer support. Make sure that your people can get a hold of you, have a support team, invest in a ticketing system like Help Scout. Yeah. So that's my advice if people are frustrated about that when things break and there's no owner to carry them over.
All right. So I'm taking notes. Help Scout. Definitely taking notes on that.
Yeah.
So the last question, I always ask this on my podcast, and I'm sure you've done this before, but this is kind of like a future casting question. I want you to kind of think of the biggest stage, the biggest event that you'd want to be on stage. And you're actually doing the Sunday, the second after lunch, the Sunday one, the one where everybody actually came to see. This is the speaker. What is the Kim Dang mic drop phrase that 100,000, 200,000 people, they get up, you're done speaking, they're turning around, they're walking out the door. What's the one phrase that you want them to always think about when they think Kim Dang?
Oh, all right. I don't have a phrase. I have a sentence.
There it is. Give it to me.
Yes. Okay. My sentence is, in this lifetime, the path to having your own consistent list of buyers or supporters who will support you for life can start anytime. But if you start now and plant your seed now, then what you're looking at is a very great future for yourself, very nice future where you don't have to worry about a recession because everyone's online. You don't have to worry if things are not going to be accessible, because this is a solution that sits globally. And when is the best time to start this journey? It's now. I know that in a long time ago, in the olden days, when we get sick, we're a part of this communal part of family where someone else will go and hunt for you. Someone else will pick the berries, and you know, some other mom will give you her tit so you can drink the milk. In this modern time, I feel like if you're down on your luck, you know, you're gonna have to go to GoFundMe or something else. You're gonna have to go and figure it out kind of yourself. And nothing is more healthy for you in this life than to serve a group of people and travel with them for when you get older, because they're going to be your family. They're going to be that tied back to you. So if anything happens, not just the bad, but also if you rally around an idea, if you rally around a movement, they will rally with you. So you can travel this world either more isolated by yourself, or you can do this. And I think this is the easiest path to get there, like 100%. So
100%.
That's my mic drop.
Service to many leads to greatness.
And Glenn is in this group too. Hey, Glenn.
Glenn is in this group. Glenn is the man. He is the quiet ninja. He jumps on our calls and he just like drops bombs, and then he's like, all right, I'm out. I'm going to mute my mic.
I didn't even know Glenn runs this multi-million-dollar Amazon business until just recently. I'm like, I don't even know. He's one of my Group Convert partners as well. And I didn't even know that was part of Glenn's world, you know? So yeah, Glenn is like a silent ninja over there.
Super silent ninja. So Kathy Guzzo comes in from, she's one of our clients. She said, David, can we keep her? And then Kathy Leonard, she's all the way down from New Zealand. Be fine with your own grass. I love it. And Ted, I'm ready to learn. I love Ted. Ted's always ready to learn. Marlo's one of our best students. And we got Caitlin Wheeler that came in. Yo, swipe high. I love it. Kathy Leonard, sign me up.
Hey, we have our cart closed, but we have like a room for a few more people. Our cart just closed for Chromeboss Elite. So just reach out to me if this sounds interesting to you, if you want this. I do have an affiliate program for you if you want. You know, just do a 3-way chat and you'll get credit.
Okay.
But if this is something you guys want to do, absolutely. I've been teaching this for years. I will teach it till I die. But all right.
Well, thank you, Kim. I appreciate it. And this is always fun. And I'm glad that, you know, what you said was, you know, you got started by doing interviews. That just gives me like a glimpse of, you know what, I'm in the right place at the right time, talking to the right people. So, last question.
Oh, what's coming up next for you?
That's from Fabian.
Yeah, so I want to scale my software part of my company to millions, and meanwhile still build out my coaching part of my company, because I get this question a lot, like, why do you teach this if you could just make money? And it's like, do you hate gratitude? Like, do you want to wake up and like have no one talk to you? So when I wake up, I get messages all the time from grateful users as well as partners, people thanking me all the time for helping them, you know, for changing their life. And that to me is so fulfilling. Like, why do you teach when you can make, you know? It's like, you know, I love gratitude. It's my drug of choice.
The attitude of gratitude is huge. That is definitely huge. Yeah, guys, impact over income, service to many leads to greatness. When you live on those kind of standards, things happen for you things happen to you. Doors open. You just need to know when to walk through. So Kim, thank you so much for jumping on. I appreciate it. Hashtag value if you got value. She is the Chromeboss. So hashtag Chromeboss and light up this feed, guys. Light this feed up for her because she just, thank you so much, Kim. I appreciate you.
No problem. Thank you. Kathy says great.
Are you tired of those lame Facebook groups that provide no value? Well, our Facebook group is awesome. Go to unlockthefbgroup.com and get access to our Facebook group where you will be able to find interviews of top network marketers and Q&As where you can jump in and talk to them live. We also have massive training. We provide a bunch of free tools. So jump into that group. Again, that's unlockthefbgroup.com. We'll ask you a few questions in mini chat because that's what we do, and make sure that you're not a spammer and get you into the group right away. So again, go to unlockthefbgroup.com and don't be a spammer.